Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I once again live as promised to talk about the man of the hour, Daniel Demon Time Dubois. Daniel Dubois is mad, people. He's pissed off. He's upset. He's angry. He's agitated. He's annoyed. He's frustrated. He's all of those eights. You know, and the $1,000,000 question is, why? Why is he so pissed off? Why Daniel Dubois is so pissed off? Why Daniel Dubois has this grit at his teeth, the bite of the lip. And the lip is something dangerous. When you see somebody bite their lip, they're pissed off, people. Jax Mans. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Kurt, who will win? Daniel Dubois versus Fabio Wardley. I'll go with Dubois on that one. I don't know if Fabio can dance like that, but he is mobile, so Daniel would have to track him down, definitely. Mama Lou, hello there, Mama Lou. Counterpunch to you. You guys come in, hit that like button. It's rainy. It's coming down. I'm loud, and therefore, I want to be heard. Listen, Danny boy is mad. You can tell in his interviews yesterday. I don't know if you guys caught those interviews. You know, I did a video earlier this morning showing Daniel's frustration, showing who he wants, and what it is. This is the problem. The problem is Daniel Dubois has got the memo. See, we ask questions on why is Daniel not just responding. You know why he's just responding? Because he doesn't have social media. See, he's got the memo now. He's heard the back talk. You don't have to have a PDA, a personal data assistant, a smartphone device to watch YouTube. You don't have to know that. All you got to do is turn on the damn TV. The TV is a computer these days. We all know that now. They're all smart TVs. They're all smart TVs. So Daniel, he watches TV, I'm pretty sure. You know, when he's allowed to or whatever, but I'm pretty sure at some point of the time, he'll get home after working out, after training, after exercising, after work. He's home, turned on that tube and seen, you know what? What the hell is this? Daniel Dubois scared. What the hell is this? Daniel Joe Sparker. What the hell is this? This was a setup from the get-go, right? So listen. Daniel has finally got the memo. It was a bit delayed. Now, I still question if his dad put him up to it, but the more I hear Daniel Dubois right now, people, the more I believe that this was Daniel's idea. This was an original idea from Daniel. Hey, look, Dad, I want to go online. Dad, give me my password. Dad, give me my username. What do you think about Floyd comeback? Floyd Mayweather? Sit down, Floyd. Floyd retired 10 years ago. Facts. Over 10 years ago. No, 10 years ago. Because he retired in 15 after he fought Andre Berto and gave him a $2 million payday. You know, I have mixed feelings about Floyd Mayweather, but you know, that's Floyd. We'll talk about Floyd later, okay? Let's talk about Daniel Dubois being pissed off. Oh yeah, that's right. He had to get his username and password from his daddy Stan. Dad, can I have my username and password? Oh man, he mad because everyone thinks he ducked Parker. Absolutely. See, he didn't know that. He was sitting back chilling with his girl, going out to eat, running errands and shit, doing this, doing that. He was just chilling. You know, I guess, you know, taking his antibiotics for a viral infection, if that makes sense. You know, he's doing what they told him to do or whatever, right? He was laying low like he always does, since he likes to cut out all the BS. Like he said, they asked him, why does he have a flip phone? And he said, just to cut out all the bullshit. Just to cut out all the bullshit, right? So that's what he was doing. He was laying low, cutting out all the BS. Okay, wonderful. That being said, at some point, Daniel Dubois turned on the damn TV. He turned on the tube and found out, damn, they talking shit at me. They absolutely talking straight up shite at me, about me, calling me a ducker. How am I a ducker? And you can tell the way he did that prompted ass video at first. You can tell he was like, I want them all. I want Usyk, I want Parker, I want AJ, anybody can get it. He said that because he don't want people to think that he's scared. So, to say the least, people, to say the least, that is a good sign, because that shows that Daniel does care about the people that watch him, the people that view him, the people that support him. So at least he does care, because if he didn't care, he wouldn't even have said nothing. He would sit back, chilled, did what he's been doing. So that should tell you something. If he got the late memo because he has no social media access, that means maybe he should take the initiative and get some damn social media access. That's what he should do. Not sit back and let his dad pull strings. Because here's the thing, okay, if you let your dad do everything that you should be doing, pretty soon your dad won't be able to do it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying he's just old. I'm saying he's older. He's at least in his 60s. You know, I think things are backwards over there. There should be no reason that Stan Dubois should handle his social media, especially if he has one. And he does have one. Everybody knows that Daniel Dubois has a social media page, an Instagram page. Everybody knows that. They know he has a page. They know that he doesn't run that page. Like a lot of people don't run their own pages, but at the same time, if your dad runs your page, that's a problem. Because you're supposed to know more than your dad, being the younger generation of a person. Meaning you're supposed to be mentally more inclined, more adept, more adaptive, more, you know, more familiar with that type of technology. Shit, it ain't rocket science. You guys know the first time I got a Facebook page? Let me tell you guys a story about me personally. I got a Facebook page in 2007. And the only reason I got the Facebook page is because I was looking for someone. Not because I wanted to become inclined with people I went to school with. I didn't give a shit. But I did. And because I did, that's where that started. You know, and then it went from Facebook to then Twitter, then from Twitter to then Instagram, and then I tried Snapchat for a while. That it just became too kiddie to me, you know. So it is what it is. But Daniel, he needs to start taking the initiative. You know, if you expect your dad to do everything, you're going to always expect your dad to do everything. And this is just a lesson learned. He should have responded earlier, because he should have been more in control of his own career. You know what I mean? See, his dad pulls the strings. That's not good enough. If you're going to pay someone, or you're going to have someone that does that, have someone that does that knows what the hell they're doing. Not saying his dad don't, but just for him to have the access or control of his social media is lame. It's lame, bro. You know? Why would they even be talking about a rematch with Usyk? Fight Parker ASAP. Tasty gravy. I still think that it's better for Dubois, since he did pull out of the fight, to try to get the Usyk fight. But I'm glad the WBO stepped in. So I hope they put the foot on the idea, the neck of the idea of the WBO mandatory, based on the fact that that gives Parker his just due, because I think Parker has done everything that everybody told him to do. Since he's done that, that means, well, hey, let this man get his just due. Mohammed Rayhan. What's up, Kurt? What's up, Rayhan? Triple D is a daddy's boy, sitting back while his dad does everything for him. That's not good enough, man. And here's the thing. Women don't like that shit. Especially when you got your dad doing something you should do, because you're supposed to learn from your dad how to do things that your dad taught you to do. So if your dad taught you to do something, why the hell are you still allowing him or expecting him to do something for you? You see what I mean? He's pissed off because people think he ducked Joseph Parker. All right? So if you feel that way, Daniel, easy. Fight Joseph Parker. That's the fight. You know what I mean? Let's just cut out all the bullshit. People don't believe you. They don't believe you were sick as you were. They don't believe that you felt that you could beat that guy, even though Daniel has went on record yesterday and said, I believe I could have still stopped Joseph Parker. And you know what? I believe he believed that. See, I don't fall for the bullshit, but I do believe this. I believe that it wasn't Danny Dubois that pulled out of this fight. I believe that the people over Danny Dubois that's pulling his strings, i.e. his dad, maybe Don Charles has a lot. I know his dad. Maybe Frank Warren. Maybe they looked at it as an opportunity of advancement. You know what I mean? They looked at it as, okay, you're sick. Let's pull you out of this fight so then you can be ready for Alexander Usyk. That's the fight we want anyway. This is a voluntary fight. The main thing is the unification. Voluntaries don't have anything on mandatories, and mandatories don't have anything on unifications. So unifications are the top pinnacle of interest. So I don't think it was Daniel. I don't think he has that type of time to think about that type of shit. But I do think that they concocted that up last minute. Hey, if we don't fight Joseph Parker, I know, let's go right for the gusto with Alexander Usyk. Bomb Squad is back. Happy Friday, brother. Bill Keevan, counterpunch to you. Bill, what are your thoughts on Frank Warren feeding Chisora to Dubois, knowing he could seriously get hurt? I think that Chisora is asking for that type of fight. You know, I mean, honestly, being a promoter is a scumbag business anyway. You know what I mean? It's just so happened Frank Warren is good at doing that type of work. He's been doing it for years, for decades. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't think you blame Frank for that. You know, Derek Chisora is, you know, a guy that's in control of his own life. I hope nothing happens to Derek. It would be heartbreaking to see Derek get seriously hurt fighting someone like Dubois, because Dubois is just at a zone of his own. He's 27 years of age. He's strong. He's tough. He supposedly has a new self of confidence from wherever the hell. So, you know, him fighting someone like Derek Chisora that's 41 years of age, I think he has 14 years on this kid. You know what I mean? And that's not a good thing for Derek Chisora to fight someone that young, you know, but he's doing it for the money. He's doing it for the glory. He's doing it for the passion of what he loves to do. See, understand something about people that die doing what they love to do. It's nothing should be sad about it. Probably to us, but not to them. Derek Chisora wants those type of fights. Derek Chisora's mindset is an Apollo Creed. Don't stop this fight no matter what. I don't care if it kills me. That's the mindset that he has. So Derek Chisora coming in there wanting to fight Danny Dubois, being the number one. I don't know how the hell. We talked about that yesterday, right? So if he gets it, he got it. Let him get it and let him get to it. Let him try it. Because he got two hands just like Danny Dubois. And if Danny Dubois hurts him, okay. But if he knocks out and beats Danny Dubois, okay. Nobody will say shit, will they? No. That'll be a different conversation. We will be looking at Derek Chisora just like we looked at Derek Chisora when he beat the shit out of Otto Eileen and was the first to drop Otto Eileen to knock him down. Nobody's done that to Otto Eileen. Not Tyson Fury, not even Anthony Joshua. But Derek Chisora could. Derek Chisora knocked that boy across the ring and then dropped him, you know, as a signature knockdown in the 12th and final round. It was glorious. And guess what? Nobody felt sorry for Derek Chisora then, did they? No. So guess what? Let's use that same energy. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it in. Okay? Parker got lucky. Wait and see. Okay. Hi, are you bodybuilding? Nah, man, I'm just getting it in. I just left the gym. But I'm just getting it in, man. I'm just getting back where I need to be. I'll fast throughout most of the morning. So I'll eat about 8, and I'll stop at 8, and I won't eat until like 3 or 4 the next day. So I fasted through the weekend. I mean the morning. So those first 12 hours from 12 to 12. What time is it now? It is 3:14. I'm about to eat. I'll eat twice. First at like maybe 3. I'm probably gonna eat at 4 o'clock, and then 8 o'clock. Then I'll shut it down, and then I'll fast again for another 16 hours, or really, yeah, 16 hours. So Chris Lovejoy versus Kurt DeVille. Okay. Retro gaming, you all doubters of Parker will see he has changed. Kurt DeVille versus the world. Okay, what's up, my brother Kurt? Salute, my good brother. Quan Big Gun, salute to you, my brother. Counterpunch to you. Cobra King, cut the shit out. Cobra King, show your feet. Why does that sound so familiar? Another ex-con car preacher. Oh, God. Okay. I've never been to prison, sir. Okay, Kurt, Daniel Dubois would knock out Derek Chisora. I mean, that's pretty much what we should expect. Assalamu alaikum from Uzbekistan. Counterpunch to you. Salaikum salam. Chisora is a warrior. He will be more respected than Fury in 20 years' time. 20 years' time, maybe. But in 20 years, I do question his health in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's been through a lot. He's been in a lot of wars. That's what I worry about. I don't worry about now. I worry about later. You worry about these boxers. Look at James Toney right now. Look at Evander Holyfield right now. Look at these guys. Even look at the great Pernell Whitaker, which was him and James Toney were one of the most defensive fighters, probably, period. You know what I mean? But look at them. Look at James Toney. James Toney sounds shitty. Letting Dubois smoke Chisora is a good way to get Chisora out. Well, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. So it's going to have to be something or someone that beats the shit out of you that makes you go, no more, no mas. I learned my lesson. The dude beat my ass. Let me go home. And that's what happened to Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya had some shitty fights before he got beat, before he got retired by Manny Pacquiao. You guys remember he got stopped by Bernard Hopkins. Felix Stern really beat him. You know what I'm saying? So he had some kind of rough fights before he went down to fight Manny Pacquiao. And then Manny Pacquiao showed him, don't ever come back. And he never came back. Oscar De La Hoya never came back. Fast as he is, quick as he was, good as he was, he never brought his ass back to the squared circle because Manny Pacquiao beat the shit out of him in 8 rounds and made him quit and stay retired. That's what you need to do. You can't play with these old dudes. You can't play with them because the minute you start playing with them, you give them confidence for trying to bring their ass back. You don't need them bringing their ass back. You need them leaving the sport. You need to leaving the sport and let them know respectfully that you don't belong here no more. So if Daniel Dubois does that, I hope Daniel's good enough. I hope Daniel's vicious enough. I hope Daniel is stern enough to do that to Derek Chisora if he's going to do it. Because if Derek Chisora sees any weakness in Daniel, he's going to exploit it. He's going to force Daniel's hand. Daniel has to show him that he's the man. Okay? Because Derek's coming. And you got to put it on that old dude. If you don't put it on Derek Chisora, he's going to put it on you. Remember, he's still dangerous. He's still a fighter. He's still a fighter. Right? You better recognize Kurt Chisora is a definition of crazy. He is crazy. Muhammad, he is crazy. Kurt Chisora. Oh, I think Chisora can beat someone like Hrgovic. You know what? He beat Joyce. Hrgovic's younger. Hrgovic should win. But Derek Chisora is a guy that you don't play with. You don't play with that kind of dude. Freddie Roach said he knew Pac would win when he saw the IV holes in Oscar's arm for rehydration. Well, Oscar De La Hoya was drinking all the way through that too. So, I mean, he wasn't in the best of shape. It was at a catch weight. It was at 145 pounds. I believe, now I do believe what Floyd said. You know, when he fought him, he was a dead man. He fought Manny Pacquiao at 145. He was a dead man because Manny Pacquiao showed him exactly what's going on. Miguel Macias, counterpunch to you. Hello. If Triple D Chisora happens, I believe the guys will have a slugfest, and yes, Chisora will go to sleep eventually. He'll be fighting Daniel. He'll just get caught with something. I mean, that's what happens when you fight Daniel. That's the type of fight Daniel likes. Daniel wants you to trade with him. And it's not because he has a good chin. It's just he has such powerful punches. You think, see, everybody talk about, oh, AJ don't have a chin. Bro, how about Daniel can punch? You forget that? You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, it's just crazy. Old war hog. Robert Badea. He is an old war hog. Chisora Dubois gives the old man one last chance. Counterpunch, shout out. Come on. Counterpunch to you, boxing in the building. Lamar Cummings, Liam Cameron, or Bid Winnaker Kurt. I don't know. I just want to see the fight. I just want to see it happen again. I just want to see that fight happen. That fight should happen. You know, I wanted to start off where it left off. But hopefully it will, to see what Ben can do. How Ben can adjust. Can he adjust? Does he have it to adjust? You know? Chisora might surprise Dubois. Dude's got heart and a dangerous overhand right. Dubois doesn't have great head movement. No, he doesn't. And I would like to see what happens when someone with that strength that Derek still has hits Daniel Dubois. I mean, catches his ass flush. And I don't mean in the chin. See, a lot of people, when you talk about chin's your chin. But your chin consists of your nose, your chin, and your temples. You know what I mean? A lot of people can't take headshots. Okay? A lot of people can't take headshots. And versus, we know that Daniel can take a punch to the chin. We've seen him do it in his last fight. AJ hit that boy hard. Then he hit him again. And he ate both of those punches. So I'm not talking about his chin. When you talk about chin, you also have to include this area around the temple and the mandible. All that is your chin as well. So just because you take one at the tip of that sucker, don't mean you can take it up here. Don't mean you can take that shot up here. Kurt, who wins? Jarrell Miller versus Derek Chisora now. Banger, slugfest. That's the fight I want to see, because Jarrell Miller's not as fast as Dubois. He can't move around like Dubois. Even though he's losing weight, he's inching on down to where he was, hopefully naturally, you know, where he used to be, where he could throw more punches per round. And he's don't supposed to be a knockout guy, but he can bang. You know, we know Chisora can bang. He's known for banging. Pause. Right? So there you go. I think if Derek Chisora and Jarrell Miller came together, that probably would be the fight of the year. And I think that would be the fight that would most make sense for Derek Chisora, instead of fighting, you know, Dubois, because Dubois is a guy that beat Jarrell Miller, you know, and he has the belt. Now, I understand that Derek would want to fight for the belt. Why wouldn't he? Because if he fights for the IBF Heavyweight Championship and he pulls it off, he will be the one of the, well, he won't be the oldest heavyweight champion. He won't. But he will surprise people. He will be an anomaly. He will be celebrated. and then he can retire. He would probably fight again. You know what I mean? Just for that payday of being a champion, getting that payday. And I would understand that, because if he's the first time ever being a world champion and then he becomes a world champion, don't you think he has the right to defend the world championship and get that bag? Of course, I would want that. You know, to be fair, maybe it's been too long for Ruiz Jr. to come back. Ruiz Jr. is 35 years old. Ruiz needs to get fights. Ruiz needs a fight. He's back with I'm sorry. He's back with Manny Robles, right? And I don't know how that's going to go, but he has returned back full circle, which that may be what he needs. Because I still think Andy's one hell of a fighter. I just think he's obese. I think his obesity is the reason for his lack of discipline. You know, I mean, if you walk around with a lard of fat, and you've been walking and this shit's been around you, following you around like a dark cloud for most of, damn near all of your life, you know. And I'm going to tell you why. Andy Ruiz has complaints. He has a bad track record when it comes to trainers. He does. Abel Sanchez had an issue with him. Freddie Roach had an issue with Andy Ruiz. Yeah. They said he was lazy. They said he didn't really, you know, give a good effort. And I think because he's obese, he's been obese for damn near all of his life. Poor bastard. But he's a hell of a fighter, though. He gets away with it because he's fast. I had a cousin like that, God bless the dead. That he was big, but he was probably faster than I was, and it was a whole lot fucking stronger. Okay? I agree, he's a good fighter. He wasted his career, really. He did. I mean, he just shot his wad with the Anthony Joshua fight, and that was that. I mean, you know, the $7 million, then you turn around and make 13 million. That's it. You know, Andy has probably done everything that he's wanted to do. You have to understand, when you go from sleeping on your trainer's couch, basically becoming homeless, to becoming a millionaire and a unified heavyweight champion of the world, eating sushi off naked chicks, hanging out with the rich-ass Paul brothers, having friends you've never had, buying stuff you've never bought, doing things you never did. Understand something about Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz has lived the American dream, people. You know what I mean? His expectations were exceeded and then some. So you don't expect Andy Ruiz to have a comeback mindset, because he's already made it. Even if he spent every dime of that damn money, which I hope he has not. He didn't supposed to ever thought that he could get that money and be in the position he was in. He probably wanted it, but he didn't really think that he was going to get it. And when he got it and didn't even expect to get it, what is he going to do with it? Bars. Think about it. Chisora all day, he's a beast. He had too many blessings too fast. Absolutely. Matali 10, 1894. You're absolutely right. You know, I don't feel bad for Andy Ruiz. I don't. Andy Ruiz might have been cheated, people, against Joseph Parker. Why? Because he fought Joseph Parker in Australia, was it? Or was it in New Zealand? Didn't he fight him in the Gold Coast, right? He fought Joseph Parker, a young Joseph Parker, in his backyard. Okay, and he came up short in his backyard. AJ versus Miller now for the build-up. I would love to see it. Let's make it happen. Anthony Joshua versus Jarrell Miller. Let's do it. You know something? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, I don't think AJ is mentally ready for a build-up like that. I think that shit's tiring for AJ. I think AJ was mentally pressed against Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller was able to get up under his skin. It's stuff that we still haven't seen. See, those guys went on some of the biggest American platforms to promote their fight ever. Sway in the Morning, millions of subscribers. The Breakfast Club, millions of subscribers, right? And they were on those platforms. And Jarrell Miller had a freestyle. Anthony Joshua had a freestyle. And that was all. Those gloves are off, I think. And Jarrell Miller supposed to got the better of Anthony Joshua, but it was never released. AJ talked about it. AJ talked about, man, I wish I could have, did that version again because my freestyle wasn't like Jarrell Miller's. Those guys were showing their character. It was almost like a showcase character expression, to know who's the best, who's worthy, who's this, who's that. Ace 99 times. I see you. Counterpunch to you. If AJ sticks to boxing, he would beat Miller. But if he decides to trade, then I favor Miller. Well, here's the thing. It's not about him trading. It's about him fighting responsibly. You know what I mean? And if Jarrell Miller's able to hurt Anthony Joshua, so be it. Because Jarrell Miller wants to trade. Then one thing I think it's sad. I feel bad for Jarrell because Jarrell could have had a lot more. See, Jarrell talked himself into that position. There wouldn't have been no Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz just a smiling ass bystander that used an opportunity and got lucky. He got blessed up. Eddie said it again on Talk Sports for his next fight. Eddie said it again on Talk Sports for his next fight. What? Miller would trigger AJ into being reckless. He would. That fight, he would shove him again. He would talk shit at him again. See, even at the Days of Reckoning, that wasn't about those guys fighting each other. It was about Anthony Joshua lashing out at Jarrell Miller because Jarrell Miller decided to talk shit at about AJ and a little bit about Deontay Wilder. Okay? And a lot about Danny Dubois. But the whole thing was what got that fight or that party really started was Jarrell Miller talking shit about AJ, saying that Deontay Wilder would put him in the morgue and he'll put him in the hospital. And he don't want any likings or any warnings to fight Deontay Wilder. So, yeah, listen, let me tell you guys something. Jarrell Miller and Anthony Joshua was probably the biggest non-title fight that we can possibly have, period. And it's the biggest fight that never happened, period. Jarrell talked himself into a good position and screwed himself with the needle. He did. See, that was Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller thought this, and this is what I think about Jarrell Miller. Okay, I think Jarrell Miller knew what he was doing. I think Jarrell Miller thought he knew more about what he was doing than he really knew. Meaning, Jarrell Miller had a formula. He had a formula on how to take certain things. He had a fucking Victor Conte. He had a Memo Heredia. He had a formula on how to cycle on and cycle off. He knew too much about it. If you could remember, he was like, there's no way AJ's natural and you're supposed to make and gain that much weight. There's no way that's natural. He's saying that because he may be speaking from experience, which he got popped 3 times with the drugs that was in his system. So let's keep it a buck. He knew. So someone that talks like that knows about that shit. If you hear somebody that talks about, okay, if you heard me talk about weed and how the ounces and how to grind and how to roll up, Kurt's smoking. If you heard someone talk about cocaine and grams and 4 bits and shit, he's snorting. Jarrell was talking about Anthony Joshua and saying, hey, Anthony Joshua, there's no way that you've got that much muscle mass in that amount of time. You're juicing because you know about it. We should have 3 top fighters on the card. Usyk versus Parker, Dubois versus Caballero, AJ versus Miller, Ace 99 twice. Fire emoji. Absolutely. America is not the world. No, it's not. I want AJ to fight any American, Miller, Wilder, Hunter, or even Anderson. No, I want Miller because it's the fight that should have happened and he signed the fight anyway. And I don't like the idea of him saying, I don't need to fight Miller. He's a drug cheat. Okay, so what? The last two dudes you tried to fight were drug cheats. Let's be real. Think about it. Helenius was juiced. Dillian White had issues. So, you know, for you to call Jarrell Miller a drug cheat, which is fair and all well and good and all that, but at the same time, you know, you fought Helenius, which was juiced up. So what difference does it really make? And it doesn't show that drugs will help you win, because he knocked Helenius' ass spark out, didn't he? So no, it's not be all and end all. And guys, if you roll back the spirals of time, AJ said that he would fight Jarrell Miller with the juice anyway. So why not now? So anyway, AJ will never fight anyone on anyone's undercard. He might not. You might have a point with that. But Cawley versus Joyce. Oh, dude, that's a massacre. That's a massacre. I would still want to see it, though. He just doesn't want to give Miller that payday. I mean, it don't matter. He was going to give it to him anyway. I mean, like, all that shit, like, that's irrelevant at this point. They're prize fighters. They're going to get paid. Jarrell Miller already made $4 million for fighting Dubois. AJ versus Miller is the most realistic fight that could ever happen that's genuinely authentic. It's a genuine, authentic fight because these guys genuinely don't like each other. They truly don't like each other, man. I want to see it, yeah. But see, Daniel Dubois mad because he got the memo. He needs to take control of his own career. He needs to handle his own social media. You know what I mean? He can still do the same shit with, you know, putting up certain things and those things. You know, that's fine. But he needs to reach out to his audience. He needs to go live some damn times. He needs to answer questions that people have from him. You know, all that little quiet schoolboy bullshit is not going to help his career. I'm sorry. It's not going to help his career. Hunter ducked Hrgovic because he got brainwashed and believed the hype. Hunter would have outboxed Hrgovic easy. Quan Big Guns, I agree. The worst mistake that Hunter ever made was to turn down the big portion of the pie because he was going to get $700,000 to fight overseas, and he didn't want to do it. Why? I don't know. You know what I mean? You went over for a fucking exhibition, right? Remember that exhibition that he didn't do so well in? He was in Uzbekistan then, wouldn't he? So what difference does it make? Why did you turn down genuine, cold, hard cash money being the A side fighting Hrgovic? Do you understand if Hunter would have fought Hrgovic and beat him, there probably wouldn't have been, look, there would have been so much difference in the sport if he would have done that. Hrgovic versus White, that's good. Hey, dog, hope you are well. Willie, counterpunch to you, Long Shaft. I'm good, Long Shaft. Dale Osho, hi, Kurt. Love from Lagos, Nigeria in the building. Please, can you do all Ali impression, counterpunch? You got to drop super chats for that, bro. St. Don, Quan Big Guns, that's all opinions. Facts are he ducked. Kurt, Frank Sanchez versus Jarrell Miller would be interesting. It would. Honestly, I would rather see matchups. I would rather, speaking of Moses, put him in there with Frank Sanchez. Yeah, put him in there with Frank Sanchez. Let's see that fight. Because I want Moses to you know, Dempsey McKean was cool. I appreciate that knockout, but let's get him up there with somebody that's on that level, that's way up there on the total, that's up on the IBF. Frank is done. Okay, we'll see. I think we need more boxers like Parker, who will fight anyone, anywhere. Back in the day, boxers only wanted to fight the best. You know who has that mentality too? Jaya Pataya. Do you think Zoo will become champion again? Tim Zoo? I don't know. I mean, because I think, honestly, the Mudataliev fight, I think that physically did something to him. and psychologically did something to him. I think that's what it is. Dale Osho, you asked for it, my brother. First super chat on the live stream. You're gonna get it. Dale Osho, let me tell you something about Africa. Africa's the strongest continent on the planet. I'm telling you, because I'm from one of them areas. I'm from the Mamumba boys, where the Mamumba boys are. I'm the fast, I'm pretty, I'm out of sight, and I whoop every heavyweight right now. It ain't no mic. Let me tell you something about me. I can whoop them in 5. I tell no jive. I can whoop them in 6. I put them in the mix. I can whoop them in 7 because I'm in heaven. And let me tell you something about everybody else. George Foreman's doing fine. I seen George the other day. George say, look, you want a mean, fiend, fat reducing machine? I said, only if it's no pork. So don't worry about George Foreman. George Foreman's fine. He's okay. He's training with me. I see his belly getting a little lean, and he's getting mean. And he's going to be all right, and he's going to stay tight. Love from y'all, from Muhammad Ali via heaven. Counterpunch, Kalzaki. Bill Keaveney, can we have a Miller versus AJ, please? Miller versus AJ. Okay, let's see. Miller versus AJ. Yeah, B. You just brought your ass over here. You got your ass whooped, and you never came back. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Miller. Shut the fuck up, Jarrell. Shut up, Miller. No, you need to come over here. You need to go in Madison Square Garden. We can run it back. We can run it. Hell, we ain't never ran it. No, we need to do. I can whoop your ass too. I'm gonna put you in the hospital. So whatever you want to do, whatever you want to pay, let's do it so I can slay. You shut the fuck up. You know what? You don't have any substance. You cut you open. You're just a fat piece of shit. That's what you are. That's what you are. I'm a 12-round fighter. It don't matter to me, B. I think you're scared. I think you always been scared. I think you set me up. You know I ain't failed no drug test. I think you set it up. You and Eddie Hearn. You the Annabelle. He making Annabelle. He milking Annabelle. That's what he said. That's what Deontay Wilder said. I think you're a punk. Yeah, your mom think I'm good looking though. Where's your mom at? I pay a rent now. I'm the rent man. You're not on my level. You're not on my level, Jarrell. I'm on everybody's level. You paid to fight me. Why don't you run that shit back? Let's go to Madison Square Garden. You need to redeem yourself. You need your stripes. Hey, I want to see if your balls drop. Because I think you ain't got none. Because when my little brother Andy Ruiz, when Andy Ruiz knocked your ass out, you was all scared and didn't want to fight no more. So you need to give me an opportunity. We need to take it to the place. We need to take it to the face. Let's do it. Let's get it in. Let's get it on. You and me, AJ, what you say? Huh? Gay J, what you say? You're not on my level. You know, I ain't got time to be messing with fat pieces of shit. Oh, man, you guys got me fired up. Dale Osho again with another 5 pounds. Appreciate the love. James Toney versus Chisora would have been a good face-off. Yeah, I think James Toney would have beat Chisora. He's just too technical. He's hard to hit. And then the only thing that you could hit from James Toney would probably be the body. Damn, this channel better than Jerry Springer. Nah, man, look. I do these impressions. Like, I've been listening and watching boxing so long. Shotska King. Counterpunch to you, brother. Counterpunch in the building. Appreciate that love. I am the landlord in a Brit. I am the landlord. I'm your landlord. I pay your rent now. I've been paying your rent. You ain't paying nobody rent. I just bought him a flat up in London, B. You gonna pay me. Don't worry about it. When I knock your ass out, I'm gonna show you what's about. I'm gonna take your mom out for fish and chips. I'm gonna buy everybody fish and chips in here. And I know you don't want none of Deontay Wilder. Shut the fuck up, Miller. Shut the fuck up. Oh, man. Kurt, what about Andy Ruiz versus Derek Chisora now? That'd be a good fight. That actually would be a good fight. I would probably favor Andy because of the youth and the speed. But, yeah, definitely. Roy Jones Jr. talking about Miller. Wait. Roy Jones talking about AJ Miller. Well, let me tell y'all something. the fight never happened, and it's something special and strange at the same time about fights that never happened. See, Jarrell Miller was brash. He was big. He shoved AJ. He pissed AJ off. He made AJ kind of run his mouth off a bit. He made him kind of unglued. And see, when you don't want to get unglued, especially when you fight your best at a cool head. See, what Jarrell Miller knew and what he did was he probably talked Anthony Joshua into a fight, because all Joshua talked about doing was going and ripping into his shit. He was a surgeon. He went from a landlord to a surgeon. So he wanted to hurt Jarrell Miller. But that's what Jarrell Miller wanted, because Jarrell Miller got in his head. He shoved him and he showed him, I'm a big boy, I got strength. And he shoved him back. Then AJ got pissed off and he was ready to attack. Boss. So what ended up happening was, I think if he would have fought AJ and AJ would have fought him, he would have engaged in a slugfest type fight, and he probably still would have got hit just like Andy Ruiz hit him. But now I think the fight should happen more now, because those guys ain't champions. So there's no reason for them not to fight. They both took losses and they both up there. They both friends with Turkey Al-Sheikh. You know, Jarrell Miller, he a Muslim. Alhamdulillah, he's a Muslim now. So you know, Turkey Al-Sheikh a Muslim. So he gonna respect that. So if anything, you guys gotta get together, and we need to see a big fight. And I think they should go to Madison Square Garden. I don't think it should be in the Middle East. I think it should be in Madison Square Garden. I think AJ, if he's gonna whoop him, he need to whoop him in his hometown to make him know that he needs to bow down. That's what he needs to do. So for me, I think the fight should happen more than now than anything, because there's opportunity. Because I think Joseph Parker should fight Usyk, and I think Danny Dubois should fight Kabiel, so they could be who they need to be. But as far as AJ and Jarrell Miller, they always gonna have unfinished business, because we remember the days of reckoning. It was the days of reckoning, because they should have reckoned to fight each other right then. They should have fought each other, really. It shouldn't have been no AJ and Otto Whiteley. It should have been AJ and Jarrell Miller. You know what I mean? Balls. Okay, Conrad France is in the building. Who beats Usyk? You know what? All right. Shout out to you. Appreciate that love. You know who I think beats Usyk? Okay. I think who beats Usyk would be Aget Kabayel. I think he beats Usyk, but I do think Usyk has the nullifier, which is the foot speed, the footwork, the hand, the speed, the footwork. He has what it takes to stay away. But I think that's how you beat Usyk. You work his body until he can't. You slow him down. You take the air out of the tires. And I think Aget Kabayel has that. The only thing is, there's a difference between blunt force trauma and explosive, blinding hand speed. See, what Daniel Dubois got hit with by Usyk was blinding hand speed, punches that he didn't see. That's what affected Daniel Dubois, and he didn't like that. Sure, he could take hard, heavy, thudding shots from AJ, if you can remember, right? But coming from someone that's quicker, faster, sharper, more experienced, coming from different angles, that's catching you with shots that you don't even expect him to throw from that angle to hit you at that particular present point of time, that affects you mentally. Okay, so I think if anybody right now that can beat Usyk is Kabayel. Maybe Parker. But Parker, I think, is maybe a kind of a, I don't want to sound disrespectful, because I like Parker. I'm for the justice for Parker, but understand, I think that Parker is like a poor man's Usyk. He's just not a southpaw. Okay, because I mean, he's fast. He's quick. He has good footwork. You know, he has power. I think he might hit harder than Usyk, but I don't think that matters in the heavyweight division. Did that matter to Muhammad Ali at all? Oh, he hits harder. No. Muhammad Ali told people, you know, he said, guys like Sonny Liston, guys like even Floyd Patterson, they hit harder than me. I don't have to worry about that. Those guys can knock you out, but I got speed, agility, I got skill. I don't need that type of power to get these guys out. You see what I mean? It didn't matter what Usyk had. Usyk didn't need all the power in the world to make fucking Daniel Dubois quit. He made him quit, people. And he made him quit, and it wasn't because of blunt force trauma and all this power. No. Bow! Oh, shit. What was that? You know what I mean? It was that surprising, blinding hand speed that Alexander Usyk had. Okay? I think Parker's different now. Parker may be different now. So, I think I would fancy if anybody could do it, I think I get Caballo could do it before Parker. Now, not saying that Parker can't. What I'm saying, I get a better chance. Yeah, AJ is different. Metallic 10, 1894. AJ's different now too. Oh no, don't take it away. I already read it. No, sir. No, sir. Usyk getting that Saudi money 2 more times, then he off. I can dig it. I think Usyk is untouchable with the current crop. No, I don't think Usyk's untouchable at all. I think look, Usyk is not a Floyd Mayweather. You've got, hold on a second.
Get that shit up.
Alexander Usyk after the Anthony Joshua fight. Okay, let me show you guys some pictures of Usyk after these fights. Okay? So, we have this is after the first AJ fight. You see that? Does he look like he's untouchable? Come on, man. Does he look like he's untouchable? Kurt, not untouchable. I meant unbeatable. Okay. All right. Because he can be punched. I was going to drive that home. You know I was going to do it, Whitey. I was going to drive that home. Because, no, he gets caught. He gets hit. Hell, Chisora was able to hit him. Fury was able to hit him. Joshua was able to hit him. I mean, he was able to get hit, but he just showed you, though, there's something different about this guy. Maybe unbeatable is the best way to explain what you said. This is not bad for fighting AJ, to be fair. No, it's not. I mean, you know, that's the first fight. And in the second fight, shit, he looked like a raccoon. He looked like a raccoon, bro. Oh, both of those eyes were black. The day after, that shit was, it was like, what the hell? You know? I am very feel. Usyk gets hit frequently, but he takes it like a real man. Yeah, I mean, he's just like any other fighter, bro. It's just he gives you more than you give him. That's all. He gives you more than he gets him. Spence is done. We'll see if Spence is done, man. You guys hear what Terrence Crawford said about Errol Spence? Just to talk about that, I don't think Terrence should be talking about Spence like that because people still view that as his best win. And I don't think you should dog your best win. You know what I mean? Talking about what that best win won't do, you know? To me personally, that's what I think. Usyk's style is not one where you will retire undefeated if you fight too long. He takes risk and do what he does, which is why he deserves so much respect. Hey, that's a good point. That is a good point. I mean, but you know, thus far, the 2 fights with Joshua, the 2 fights with Fury, the Derek Chisora, the Witherspoon, the Daniel Dubois fight, and if he fights Daniel Dubois and he beats him, he's beat 3 Brits twice. You know, and it's crazy. You seem upset. No, I'm good. How's your day going, bald head? Okay, who's bald head? Kurt, what about Jared Anderson versus Michael Hunter now? I would watch it. I think Jared Anderson... Michael Hunter needs some support, bro. We got to help Michael Hunter get some fights. That's my friend, my brother. We need to get him some fights. We need to get him a fight to show, like, hey, he's there.
What was this?
Coming up. With the lights shining and shit. Hold on. What the hell is this?
Who's that big guy? Okay.
Okay. I'm about to say, is your health good? No more scars? No, I'm good, man. Everything's good. I feel great. Just getting stronger every day, man. So yeah, I feel great, man. I mean, thank you for asking, bro. I'm screwed. Triple D will KO Chisora. I mean, I think that's what he does. I mean, I would be disappointed if he didn't. I just don't want him hurt. When was the last time Derek Chisora been knocked out? In 2018? He got knocked out by Dillian White. Am I not? Am I right? Am I wrong? Say I feel good in a James Brown voice. I feel good. When is the next fight? I don't know. Caroline Dubois versus Baumgartner. That would be a good fight. That would be a very good fight. Caroline Dubois, she's a cute little thing, bro. I don't know. I always thought she was cute, bro. You know. Kurt, Linier Pero versus I Get Cabello would be interesting. Yeah, I think those guys deserve shots, you know, and I think fighting Cabello, you will definitely get a hard shot at whatever, you know, I mean, because remember, he's the WBC interim heavyweight champion of the world. I think we see Chisora versus Chisora too, and it would be perfect ending for Chisora. Yeah, Usyk versus Chisora too. I don't know about Usyk. Nah, Usyk needs to fight someone else. There's higher people than Derek Chisora. Make no mistake about it. The IBF dropped the ball with that one. It shouldn't have been that way. You know what I mean? Bakali, guys like Efe Ajagba, those guys deserve opportunities over Derek Chisora. All right. Fury will not come back. He can't beat Triple D, Parker, Cabello, Bakali, even AJ would KO him. Well, I say let's see it. And I think it's when someone knocks him out, I think it will be time to really retire. But the sad thing would be he would probably be forced into retirement due to lack of performance or a knockout. Kurt, you're falling for that crap. He had to come out looking pussed to save face and remain on Saudi's good books. That makes sense. But then again, maybe the Saudis wants him to do something that he may need to do. And if he needs to fight, he needs to, you know, he needs to do what he needs to do. He needs to fight Joseph Parker. Because, you know, they put up that money for that fight, and then, you know, a portion of that salary that they gave Bakali, you know what I mean? It still was contingent on Daniel being there. So that being said, they still lost money for Daniel not showing up. Damn what Daniel didn't get. It's what they put into that particular venue overall, people. Okay? And they lost money from that. AJ looked off. He did look off his last fight. He needs to redeem himself, and his injury is not going to help. You know, shit, he's becoming like the damn Charlo brothers. How does Chisora beating Wallin put him in contention? It doesn't. It doesn't. Wallin wasn't anywhere where he... No. I think Wallin won one fight since the AJ fight, then fought Chisora, and then lost to Chisora. What's up, King Kirk? If I were Parker, I would want the fight with Usyk, more to gain. Make Triple D fight Chisora or AJ and put it on the same card. I don't know if it'll be put on the same card. I don't know about that. Fury's the third best of his era. I don't know if he is or not. All I know, he just can't beat Usyk. See, I never said that AJ's the third best. That's bullshit. We don't know any of that. Until these guys start fighting each other, it's still all the same. We're just lucky to get the fights that we've got. You know what I mean? See, the matchups that we've received, we're happy to receive that, but it's really still not where it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? We got those fights because Turkey paid for those damn fights. That's why people are pissed off about Parker versus Dubois, because we've got to see a fight that normally don't happen. People don't pay for shit like that. People don't pay for Dubois versus Parker. It's too risky. You don't know what that fight would have produced. You know what I'm saying? Daniel thought he would have beat Parker. Who's said he would have? He probably got his ass whooped by Parker. Nobody knows. Everybody thought Parker was going to lose to Wilder. Everybody thought Parker was going to lose to Zhang. We don't know that until these fights take place. Until when they take place, then we'll see it. So, saying all that to say this, people, about Tyson the Gypsy King being the third best of this generation, that's what you want to believe. Keep believing that. But I know that shit ain't true based on what we've already witnessed on these spontaneous fights that have been put together that normally don't get put together. And then when they are, you always get an outcome that you didn't expect. So how the hell he say, hey, if he can't beat Caballo, who says Tyson can beat Caballo? Okay, he ain't third best if he loses to Caballo. Who says he can beat Dubois? Well, how the hell is he third losing to Dubois? Can he beat Parker? If he can't even beat Parker, how the hell is he third getting whooped by Parker? AJ, if he gets whooped by AJ as well, how is that? See, what people need to understand, you can believe whatever you want to believe. You can support who you want to support. That's your God-given right to support what and who you want to support. But when you start ranking guys based on the way you like them, it's bullshit. Because that doesn't mean that they're the best. It just means you want them to be the best. Okay? That's why we see, what did we see? Everybody thought AJ was going to knock out Dubois, didn't it? And then what happened? No, Dubois knocked his ass out in round 5. So, it is what it is. Parker and Fury will never fight each other. They may not, which I would respect if they did not. Cool. Parker is a legit fighter. I think Fury befriended him so he was never to fight. Nah, I don't think that. I'm not going to think that he's that grimy. I don't think that. Who's not going to get along with Joseph Parker? You see what I mean? Like, Joseph Parker you can make friends with Joseph Parker in a convenience store. You know what I mean? Start talking about a car or something like that. You guys will be hit. Hey, man, let me got your number. We can talk about your cars and shit. You know what I mean? Joseph Parker comes off like one of those guys that he's easy to get along with and he's easy to befriend. And since those guys were both boxers and stuff like that, and, you know, I don't think that. No, I don't think that about Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury is a pretty cool guy. I think he's a down-to-earth guy that likes to do things that regular guys like to do. Drink, run women, you know, might toot here and there. But other than that, I think he's just a regular dude. And I think, you know, him running into, you know, Joseph Parker, an island guy that's down to earth, that likes to party, that likes to eat, that likes to have fun, that likes to spend time with family. I think it was a good, you know, clink or match, you know. He favors everyone. He fought everyone. Big hello from New Zealand. Buddy Parker, % should fight Triple D next. Samuel, absolutely, brother. Counterpunch to you. Counterpunch to you. Zhang would lose due to his stamina. Yeah, Zhang needs to work on that or Zhang's finished. He still thinks he can fight, so let's see what he can do. I mean, regardless of, I think Zhang is going to be one of those guys that you should respect for him being him. He's going to always give you excitement. He's going to give you a knockout or something, right? He's either like, even when he fought Parker, he dropped Parker twice, even though Parker decisioned him. You know, he had more stamina. He had more to deal with. Prime Luis Ortiz versus I get Caballo. I don't know, because see, the issue with Luis Ortiz is a hell of a counterpuncher. So when comes in, I think Luis Ortiz in his prime was a better counterpuncher than Zhilei Zhang was. You know what I mean? But then again, Zhilei Zhang wasn't in his prime when he fought Caballo either. He was an old 41-year-old cat. I doubt Parker would drink. He might party, but I'll be dancing and singing, not drinking. I don't know, though. He might get fucked up. Why do you think he added 20 pounds onto what he was accustomed to? That might just be drinking. Alcohol adds some shit to you. Trust me. I know. That's why I'm shredding too. I ain't been drinking alcohol like that, you know. Drank a little bit when Foreman passed, but you know, not on a reg. Agreed, Big Quans. Zhang versus Ortiz. Old versus older. Old versus older. Keep telling the negative facts about Fury. Ruiz versus Zhang, both peak. I would like to see it. That would be a banger, though. A short banger versus a big banger. You know. Okay, let me read one more. What we got? Who we got? Kurt, what if Zhilei Zhang becomes more aggressive from now on? If he becomes more aggressive from now on, he will get tireder faster. If you seen did you see the Get Caballo fight? The reason why he gassed out is like he did in the 6th and he was completely spent is because Get Caballo made him work harder. Therefore, he ran out faster. Therefore, he will get stopped. Monday is the deadline. No, CJ, he didn't retire. He's not going anywhere. He's not retiring. Guys, my stomach's about to eat itself. I'm about to go eat, work on some more content for you guys. Thank you for showing up. Happy Friday, TGIF. God bless you all. Be safe. And everyone's been counterpunched. And I'm going live tomorrow as well, so we can talk about it around the same time, about 3 o'clock. I think that's good. Pretty good crowd at 3, maybe 2. But you guys be good. Be careful. If it's raining like this, please be careful. Please subscribe. And everyone, I repeat, everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.